Mogul Motivation, educating and empowering entrepreneurs 1 week at a time. Presented by True Stories Media. And I am your host, Antoine Twiz Taylor. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Mogul Motivation. Welcome back. I'm happy that you are here. If this is your first time listening, this podcast is for the aspiring entrepreneur. This podcast is for anybody who wants to achieve success. So even if you aren't an entrepreneur, even if you are not in the business world, this podcast is still for you because it's all about us aspiring higher and getting to that next level. One thing I love about Mogul Motivation and the brand that I created is it's very seamless and interconnected. You know, a lot of these episodes talk about some of the same things, but in different ways and from different angles. And this week's episode is a direct sequel to last week's episode, Hold That Thought, but it's also going to have elements of episode 82, deposits and withdrawals thrown in the mix. This week, I want to talk about how we feed ourselves. You know, imagine your brain as a piggy bank. And what do you do with a piggy bank? You put coins in there. You put pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, silver dollars. You put actual paper dollars in there. That's what you put in piggy banks. Piggy banks are meant to store money for tomorrow. You're saving your money for a day in the future. That's what piggy banks are. That's what any savings account or shoebox, whatever you put your savings in, that's what it's for, to save money for another day. So if your brain is a piggy bank, every thought that we create in our brain is supposed to be for the future. Because there's nothing we can do about the past, right? You know, those are memories. But every thought, every new thought that we create is supposed to propel us to another level tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. But what happens as humans do, as I do, as so many of us do, when we put negative thoughts in our mind? You know, last week we talked about when we have a thought about something great, we have to hold on to that thought because we can't fulfill something that we forget. But what happens when we put negative thoughts in our heads and we hold on to those negative thoughts? That it can't be done, that you would never hit your weight loss goals, that you would never get your dream job, that you would never get this business off the ground, that it's never going to get better than what it is right now. What happens when you do that? What happens is nothing. Nothing happens when you do that. And that's the whole point of it. You see, when you feed yourself negativity, when you tell yourself you can't do things, when you tell yourself things can't come to fruition, you're not depositing anything in your piggy bank. You're not giving yourself any type of value whatsoever. You're literally putting nothing into your brain because those negative thoughts aren't going to benefit you. Those negative thoughts aren't going to build you up. They're going to keep you at the same level you're at right now. And in some cases, they're going to lower you. So if anything, you're cracking your piggy bank. You're breaking it down. You're putting holes in it. Do not devalue your piggy bank. Do not devalue your mind. The one thing you need to navigate through this world to success. Instead of devaluing yourself, start adding value to yourself, no matter how small it is. Even when you wake up, it's something as simple as I love myself. It's something as simple as I'm going to do this task today. I'm going to write one page today. I'm going to run around the block today. I'm going to walk around the block today. Something as small as that. I'm going to work a little bit on my business plan. I'm going to try this thing one more time. Because when you do that, you're getting a penny for your thoughts. And a penny is better than nothing. 1 cent is better than no cent, regardless of how you slice it. You're giving yourself a penny for your thoughts. And that's how you build on that, ladies and gentlemen. You continue to add value to yourself. Continue to tell yourself the things that you need to hear, so that you can hold on to that thought that we talked about last week. Because when you put more and more pennies in your piggy bank, it gets heavier, right? It gets stronger. And then those pennies start turning into nickels. They start turning into dimes, start turning into quarters, and then start turning into dollars. And before you know it, you have all of this currency stored in your piggy bank, in your brain. Now you have a lot of value. Now you're not empty. Now you're not worthless. Now you're not hollow. You have currency. You have good thoughts in your mind. You have positive thoughts in your mind. You have things that's going to benefit you in the future. So when you continue to build your business, when you continue to strive for success, you're going to have all of this in your bank. And you can cash in on the opportunities that are presented to you. You won't doubt yourself. You're going to continue to believe that you can do it. Stop worrying about what others are going to think about you. Because what matters is what you think about you. The fact that you can push yourself to the next level. It's a blessing to have people in your life that speak positivity into you. But that should not be the primary source of currency for our piggy banks. The primary source should come from us and us only, and your higher power. That's where your primary source of motivation should come from. Everything else from other people, people who believe in you, people that reassure you that you will succeed, people that push you, that's a great thing, but that should be secondary. That should be reinforcement to what you already believe. You don't need anybody else to build up your value. You don't need anybody else to give you that mental currency that's necessary to cash in on the future. You just need you. And it all starts with a penny for your thoughts. Regardless of what you think about yourself yesterday, regardless of what you think right now, going forward, start depositing pennies into your brain. Little thoughts of positivity. And then you're going to build on those little thoughts, and you're going to start to believe the bigger thoughts, the bigger things. That's how we get to the nickels, the dimes, the quarters, the dollars, the $20, the $100. That's how you strengthen your mindset. It starts with yourself. So that's my message this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Very short, very brief. Let's continue to work. Let's continue to imagine reality. Give yourself a penny for your thoughts. Don't give yourself nothing for your thoughts. When you tell yourself all these negative things, you're giving yourself nothing. Your brain is still hollow. You need to strengthen that brain. You need to make that brain heavier, bigger, full of value, full of potential. Give yourself a penny for your thoughts. Then give yourself another penny and a nickel and a dime and a quarter. Continue to build. And I promise you, you will get to where you want to be. It's a process, but it's a beautiful process. So if this podcast has benefited you in any way, shape, or form, I ask for two things as always. Number one, please leave a 5-star review. And number two, pass it on to a friend who may benefit from it as well. Have a good day, everyone. I'll talk to you next week.